Despite the legalization of recreational marijuana in California, the illegal cannabis trade continues to thrive. On Wednesday, Governor Gavin Newsom announced that authorities have seized over $120 million in illegal marijuana and destroyed 37 tons of unlicensed cannabis, including nearly 123,000 illegal plants since the beginning of the year. The legal cannabis market brings billions of dollars to our state's economy, helping to sustain California's position as the fifth largest economy in the world, Newsom stated. We will not tolerate illegal operations that threaten our economy and the health and well-being of California communities. The state's Unified Cannabis Enforcement Task Force has been instrumental in these efforts since January. The task force has raided 11 locations across various counties, including Los Angeles, Orange, Mendocino, Tulum, Shasta, Kern, Alameda, Yuba, Trinity, Butte, and Humboldt. They could have just said across the state. They've gone into all of them, but that's okay. Photos from these raids reveal sophisticated illegal grow operations complete with rows of greenhouses. Some of these operations have even been found within California state parks. Newsom established the task force in 2022 to enhance collaboration among local, state, and federal agencies. Since its inception, the task force has seized over $495 million worth of unlicensed cannabis, executed 309 search warrants, made 38 arrests, and confiscated 150 illegal firearms, including 22 this year alone. California's journey with marijuana began in 1996 when voters approved its use for medical purposes. In 2016, they further approved its recreational use. Despite this legal framework, the illegal market persists, prompting ongoing enforcement efforts to protect both the economy and public health. Couple things to unpack here. One, obviously, the trap is alive and well. California has a robust history of growing marijuana, and I don't think that a lot of people are going to change the way they feel about that and are going to change the way they do it, especially as you head on up into the hills. And I think that, people, as long as they're growing whether their rights are fine, when we have issues and we see these cartel grows and the violence that kind of ensues around them. But I'm going to throw it back to you guys because I love seeing Gavin Newsom talk about cannabis enforcement without ever admitting to that big old grow he has ownership stake in right on the watershed in Mendo. So throwing it back to you guys and see what you think.
Pissing up a road.
Two raids, $120 million.
Yeah.
No, it was not two raids. They did not say how many raids this year.
Well,
they're just saying since the beginning of the year.
They're saying year to date.
You know who did say in here is Troy Lawrence, who said that there was 70 plus raids just this week up in the Emerald Triangle.
The cup is coming up, bro.
Croptober is coming up. They're trying to catch you before you have a chance to cut down those earlies.
Exactly.
And
that's exactly.
They're like, but when it's too big to move. So yeah, they know what they're doing. The helicopters are coming.
There's 70 raids, but how many hundreds, if not thousands, of grows do they have up there? I mean, this is PR at its base, because the locals want, you got to come in and do something about all these illegal growers. Yeah, so they take a few out. Some of them are just stupid enough to grow out there with like a middle finger to whoever flies over. But I don't see them up on Murder Mountain. Those fuckers shoot back.
They won't come back.
Got those grenade launchers for those helicopters out there.
Out of good old Garberville.
Yeah.
Why don't they dedicate some of these resources into lab testing? They care so much.
Well, because that's not why we're paying taxes to the general fund. We're paying it so police can have things like fucking tanks and flak jackets and fucking, Tesla trucks.
The thing that's
right? We have the first Tesla truck. That motherfucker gonna fall apart like all the rest of them.
The AA batteries fall out the bottom.
Go ahead, Yarrow.
The thing that's challenging for me is this antiquated notion of measuring the efficacy of law enforcement based on the street values of cannabis, and this notion that we got X number of pounds, X number of guns, X number of dollars. There's like these columns where we have this sort of crude rubric that's been used primarily in the press to demonstrate the value of these actions. And what we know in the past is that when street value was being measured, a lot of times law enforcement was taking the entire plant, including the root ball, and weighing that and then extrapolating a street value on a street that doesn't exist anymore. And so when they don't provide a breakdown to allow us to offer an analysis, those values are meaningless. And what's more important to me is the values of the organization and the departments. I would like to see statistics about the number of regulated cannabis businesses saved. I would like to see statistics about the amount of resources they're going to put into propping up the regulated market. I would like to see statistics about the fixes and the solves that they're going to employ in the next quarter related to the lab testing issues that have come to light in this last quarter. And so to me, when I hear these columns of statistics that we have heard for decades, some of which are questionable because people can sort of put their finger on the scale to get a better number, it saddens me because I don't think we can enforce our way out of an unregulated market. I think we can incentivize people by creating a vibrant, robust, regulated industry where people can have fun and make money. And when Newsom does this and sort of trots out these statistics, the press release or the article includes statistics that go back since the inception of this program, which is a way of sort of like puffing up your chest and trying to make you seem like you've done more. What it doesn't say is how much it cost to do this. Mm-hmm. And so I think public policy should often be measured through the lens of cost benefit. And if I don't know what the taxpayers paid to underwrite this failed approach to Prohibition 2.0, it's hard for me to be excited about any of it.
You're absolutely right, and a throwback to what Dale said earlier on the program, that makes logical sense. The problem is they don't give a fuck about logic, and in order to do these studies, I guarantee you they're going to say, "Oh, we don't have the funding to find such statistics."
And on that, we're going to go to our last commercial, and we're going to be right back.